Hello and welcome. Today we're going to dive into part 1 of a law that touches pretty much every single workplace in South Africa. It's called the Compensation for Occupational Injuries and Diseases Act, but you'll almost always hear it called by its acronym COIDA. And trust me, whether you're an employer or an employee, you really need to know how this works. Okay, let's be real. It's the one thing you hope never happens, but everyone should be ready for an accident at work. The moment it happens, a very specific legal process kicks into gear. So what actually happens next? Let's break it all down. All right, here's our game plan. We'll start with the absolute basics of COIDA. You know, what it is and what it does. Then we'll look at what employers need to do and how an employee actually files a claim. From there, we'll get into the nitty-gritty of compensation, the journey back to work, and we'll finish up with some really important recent changes to the law. So let's start right at the beginning. What exactly is this act? Well, don't think of it as some dry, complicated legal document. It's much better to think of it as a fundamental safety net, one that's designed to catch the entire South African workforce when things go wrong. Okay, the easiest way to think about COIDA is like this. It's basically a mandatory state-run insurance policy. Employers pay into this big central pot, and if a worker gets injured, sick, or worse because of their job, that fund is what pays out the compensation. It's a system designed to protect everybody involved. And when we say it covers people, we mean it covers a lot of people. This isn't just for your 9-to-5 permanent staff. The Act protects almost everyone. That includes casual workers, part-time employees, even company directors as long as they have an employment contract. Okay, so now let's flip the coin and look at this from the employer's side. For this whole safety net to actually work, businesses have a few key legal duties they absolutely have to take care of, and they need to do it before an accident ever happens. These are the non-negotiables, the absolute fundamentals. From the moment you hire your very first employee, you have just 7 days to get registered with the compensation fund. After that, you've got to submit your payroll info every year and pay an assessment fee. That fee is what keeps the whole insurance fund topped up. And this is why being compliant is such a huge deal for a business. By registering and paying up, employers get a powerful legal shield. It protects them from being sued directly by an employee if they get hurt at work. COIDA basically becomes the one and only path for getting compensation. You can think of this letter of good standing as kind of like the golden ticket of COIDA compliance. Lots of big companies will demand to see this before they'll even consider giving you a contract or a tender. It's the official proof that you're registered, your payments are up to date, and you're doing everything by the book. It says you're a responsible business. All right, so all the prep work is done. But what happens on the day an accident actually occurs? I will discuss this in part 2 of the COIDA series.